In the tapestry of human history, certain events leave an indelible mark, forever altering our perception of the world and ourselves. The Chernobyl disaster, a catastrophic nuclear accident, is one such event. On April 26, 1986, in the heart of what is now Ukraine, a nuclear reactor at the Chernobyl power plant unleashed a torrent of radioactive material into the atmosphere, casting a long shadow over the planet. The consequences of this disaster were immediate and far-reaching, affecting the lives of millions and leaving an enduring legacy of environmental and human health concerns. The Chernobyl disaster stands as a stark reminder of the immense power of nuclear energy and the devastating consequences that can unfold when this power is unleashed. It is a story of human error, technological failure, and the extraordinary courage of individuals who risked their lives to contain the disaster and mitigate its impact. The events leading to the Chernobyl disaster began during a safety test at reactor number 4. A combination of design flaws in the reactor and a series of operational errors led to an uncontrolled chain reaction, causing a massive power surge. The intense heat generated by this surge caused a steam explosion, blowing off the reactor's heavy steel and concrete lid and exposing the reactor core to the open air. This breach released a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere, which was carried by winds across much of Europe. The initial explosion and subsequent fire released a cocktail of radioactive isotopes, including iodine-131, cesium-137, and strontium-90, each with its own unique radioactive properties and health impacts. In the aftermath of the explosion, an army of brave individuals known as Liquidators was assembled to confront the invisible enemy radiation. These men and women, many of them firefighters, soldiers and miners, were tasked with the dangerous and often gruesome work of containing the disaster. Their mission was to extinguish the fires raging at the plant, entomb the destroyed reactor in a concrete sarcophagus, and decontaminate the surrounding area. The Liquidators worked tirelessly in extremely hazardous conditions, often with inadequate protective gear. They faced high levels of radiation exposure, risking their lives to prevent further radioactive release and protect the wider population from harm. Their bravery and selflessness saved countless lives and stand as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. One of the most striking and poignant reminders of the Chernobyl disaster is the Red Forest, a 4-square-mile area surrounding the power plant. Named for the ginger-brown color of the pine trees killed by the intense radiation, the Red Forest stands as a stark testament to the destructive power of the disaster. In the immediate aftermath of the explosion, the forest absorbed a lethal dose of radiation, causing the trees to die within weeks. Today, the Red Forest remains one of the most radioactive areas on Earth. The trees, now decaying and decomposing, have released radioactive particles into the soil, creating a long-term source of contamination. Despite the high radiation levels, the Red Forest has become an unexpected haven for wildlife, demonstrating the resilience of nature even in the face of such devastation. Section 5. The Ghost City of Pripyat. The city of Pripyat, located just 3 kilometers from the Chernobyl power plant, was once a bustling community of nearly 50,000 people. Home to many of the plant's workers and their families, Pripyat was a modern city with all the amenities of Soviet life. However, within hours of the Chernobyl disaster, Pripyat transformed from a vibrant city into a ghost town. The evacuation of Pripyat was delayed for 36 hours after the explosion, as Soviet authorities struggled to comprehend the scale of the disaster and its potential consequences. When the evacuation order finally came, residents were only allowed to take with them what they could carry, leaving behind their homes, belongings and memories. Section 6. A Legacy of Shadows, the Health Impacts. The invisible fallout from Chernobyl cast a long shadow over the health of millions of people. The release of radioactive iodine, 131, led to a surge in thyroid cancer cases, particularly among children who were exposed at a young age. Thyroid cancer, usually a rare disease, became tragically common in the contaminated areas. The long-term health effects of Chernobyl are still being studied, but the disaster is linked to an increase in various cancers, cardiovascular diseases, and respiratory illnesses. The psychological impact of the disaster, including the trauma of evacuation, the loss of loved ones, and the fear of radiation exposure, has also had a profound and lasting effect on the lives of survivors. Section 7. Nature's reclaim wildlife in the exclusion zone. In the aftermath of the Chernobyl disaster, a 30-kilometer radius around the power plant was designated as the Chernobyl exclusion zone, an area deemed too radioactive for human habitation. While the exclusion zone remains largely uninhabited by humans, it has become an unexpected sanctuary for wildlife. In the absence of human activity, nature has begun to reclaim the abandoned lands with surprising results. Populations of wolves, lynx, deer, and other animals have rebounded, thriving in the absence of human interference. Even endangered species such as Przewalski's horses and European bison have been reintroduced to the zone and are flourishing. The Chernobyl exclusion zone provides a unique opportunity to study the effects of radiation on wildlife populations and the resilience of ecosystems in the face of environmental disaster. Section 8. The Silent Reactor, a lesser-known truth. While the explosion at reactor number 4 is the most well-known event of the Chernobyl disaster, it is a lesser-known fact that the remaining 3 reactors at the Chernobyl power plant continued to operate for years after the accident. Despite the risks and the ongoing decontamination efforts, the Soviet Union, facing a severe energy shortage, made the controversial decision to keep the remaining reactors online. The last of these reactors, reactor number 3, was finally shut down in December 2000, marking the end of an era. The continued operation of the Chernobyl power plant after the 1986 disaster highlights the complex interplay of political, economic, and safety considerations that often surround nuclear energy. Section 9. Echoes of Chernobyl, lessons engraved in time. The Chernobyl disaster serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of human error, technological failure, and the importance of nuclear safety. The lessons learned from Chernobyl have reverberated throughout the nuclear industry, leading to significant improvements in reactor design, safety protocols, and emergency response planning. The International Atomic Energy Agency, established in 1957 to promote the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technology, played a crucial role in disseminating the lessons learned from Chernobyl and developing international safety standards. The IAEA continues to work with countries around the world to enhance nuclear safety culture, strengthen regulatory frameworks, and prevent future accidents. Section 10. The March of Nuclear Technology. A safer future? In the decades since the Chernobyl disaster, nuclear technology has continued to evolve with a renewed focus on safety, efficiency, and sustainability. New generations of nuclear reactors incorporate advanced safety features, such as passive safety systems that rely on natural forces like gravity and convection to shut down the reactor in the event of an emergency. Nuclear energy remains a controversial topic, with ongoing debates about its safety, waste disposal, and proliferation risks. However, proponents of nuclear power argue that it is a low-carbon source of energy that can help mitigate climate change. As the world grapples with the urgent need to transition to cleaner energy sources, the future of nuclear power hangs in the balance. Section 11. Chernobyl, a stark reminder. The Chernobyl disaster stands as a stark reminder of the enduring power of the atom and the profound responsibility that comes with harnessing its energy. It is a story of human fallibility, technological hubris, and the resilience of both nature and the human spirit. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, the lessons of Chernobyl serve as a timeless reminder of the importance of vigilance, innovation, and international cooperation in our pursuit of a safer and more sustainable future.